Hi, I'm here today with Javi Dominguez, our marketing manager at Tricycle Europe. We've been working on helping our customers to win in the social space for over 2.5 years.
That's correct.
And the last few months, you've been working a lot on a new service, an exciting service. It's called the social account monitoring for key accounts.
Mhm.
So, why is this so important in today's world to have something like that in place, to work on your key accounts and to win in the social space?
Well, everything that is account-based related, I have to say it's very important today because we're living in a very competitive world, so we need to tailor the message as much as possible. But I still remember the first time I did the first sessions back in the time, and even I went to Nigeria to really help Microsoft on workshops on location, really great experiences. And in fact, tomorrow I'm going to Dublin to deliver another workshop. But as you mentioned, 2.5 years, it's a lot of time to gather information, to gather different challenges and insights, to develop new services, to continuously help others, right? To show that empathy. And out of this experience, I think I've seen many changes. No, like for example, the buyer's journey. How do we communicate with the buyer, with the customer? How even the customer is behaving today, right? And that led me to understand that large organizations like Microsoft, Citrix, or Accenture, they manage a lot of clients, right? So it's not only one account, and that produces a little bit of time management issues, or do we know enough people? So the importance of this program is that we can help those organizations to really map out the customer in terms of the business decision makers, and how can we make sure that that we are engaging with these business decision makers, right? In the end, to win in the social space. Because at Tricycle, we believe in something very special, right? So we live in relationship, business relationships. So in the end, we are always buying human for human, right? It's not about machine all the time. But we do also believe in technology, in new tactics. So what we try to do with this service is to combine our belief in relationships and these steady elements like empathy, trust, or manners with the technological and new tactics that we have today. And in that combination, we see that many customers of us winning in the social space. And this program actually enables this opportunity.
So what are the main challenges that you see in working with our clients? What are like 2, 3 main challenges that you see?
The first challenge I would say is, due to this workload maybe, or different customers that need to be in touch with, the lack of connectivity. I think if you compare internal systems, CRM, their own data, there is a clear gap between reality, so how many people are working for this organization and how many people I can be connected with, versus the real connections that they have, either on social platforms or maybe in their CRM. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge is marketing is developing a lot of activities, a lot of content, events, to really influence and become not only friends but strategic partners with customers, these large organizations. So how do they make sure that they can reach out with these marketing activities the right business decision makers? So that's the second challenge. How do we make sure that they are consuming what they are preparing specifically for them? And as a consequence, we have the third challenge, which is the misalignment between sales and marketing. Marketing, on the one hand side, they have different strategies, or a specific strategy towards certain industry or a specific customer. And sales, due to their experiences, they have also another strategy that's been working for the last years, right? So how do we make sure that both strategies, which are very beneficial for the customer, are working together? And this actually has developed an important role in these organizations, which are the sales enablement people, right? And those are trying to merge both efforts to enable sales teams to have better skills, better tactics, better tools. We really feel identified with them, no? So that's why we try to help them to understand, hey, we have a service that it could provide you the solution to that, let's say, main committee that you have.
So the service you've developed with the team, right,
Yes.
over the last few months. So how does this help them?
Well, directly.
What does it do for them?
Yeah, exactly. So directly to solve the challenges. That's the main. But this will be an easy answer. But how do we help them? It's a little bit not difficult, but it has certain background in the end. No, so as we said, we're helping customers to win in the social space, and the best platform to do that it's LinkedIn. And we see that via LinkedIn, via Sales Navigator, some tools that we have already available in the market, we're able to map out these customers for them. So we are able to identify, okay, reality versus connectivity. So how can we solve the gap? No, so we deliver for them a list of BDMs that they should be connecting with, because according to their challenges or needs, they should be connected with and have conversations and therefore have a stronger relationship.
Yeah.
So that's the first way we help them with this service. The second is regarding the second challenge, which is we try to make sure that the marketing strategy is aligned with the conversations that sales is having almost every day. Okay. So we're connecting to new people or talking to the same people, but in a more regular basis. So how do we make sure that we implement the strategy that marketing is developing and spending a lot of hours behind to really drive success in the company? And as a consequence, we sit together with marketing, with sales, sometimes even together, to really put this effort in common, and to merge both the strategies. That's why I said before that we really have sales enablement profiles to achieve their goals, no? And to in the end, based on this conversation, based on this strategy, we can develop a growth in the company, no? And have better and more sustainable relationship within the clients that they have.
Right. So this service enables like key account managers to do their work in like a really efficient way, because they know who to reach out to, and they have the right content to reach out, and they have all the information, all the insights that we can find on social, so that they're really, what our goal is, to win in the social space.
Exactly. And I would like to add something really important today, which is for us time. I truly believe also that this service is providing also an improvement in sales productivity. So this is something that, exactly. Time is always an issue. Always. So we try to, with this service also, enable them with a little bit of more extra time, so they can focus on what it really matters for the relationship development.
Having meaningful conversations.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Good.
But this is not enough, right? So when we talk about adding value to the customer, and specifically when we are talking about change management, as we're trying to do here, we're trying to change some behavior to adapt to new skills, right, in digital selling. It's not enough to do it in one day, no, in 1 week. We need to accompany the customer along the way to really drive the adoption and the change, and that's why we provide this service also in an ongoing process. No, we help them to deliver new insights, new BDMs, new conversations along the way, until we really see that the adoption is already established in the skills of the sales team. And that's why we emphasize so much in the monitoring part of this service.
Okay, so it's not just a one-off, like a workshop, or we give them information. It's an ongoing service where we keep on providing new insights and new information on these strategic accounts and on the specific people.
Indeed.
So in the end, the key account managers have like all the information, content they need to do their jobs in a good way.
Indeed, exactly.
All right. So can you show us a bit how we deliver?
Of course. So I'm going to show you today a snapshot of it. So how to make sure that we find the right BDMs and we are not missing anybody which is relevant for the customer. So let's dive into it. As you may know, professionals often are connected or have as contacts some business decision makers, either on LinkedIn or in the CRM systems. But however, are they connected enough? Are they leveraging the full potential of connectivity? This is what today I want to show you as a snapshot of our process, how you can find the right people, the right BDMs that matters to you in order to develop a strong and sustainable relationships within your target accounts. A fantastic tool that helps us to identify the right people is LinkedIn. However, we see often that by simply performing a search on the platform, we don't or can't find the full picture of BDMs. Even more if we consider a complex account with different child companies. So today, I'll show you how using Sales Navigator you can find an accurate list of the right BDMs you want to be connected with. I want to start by going to the website. Why? Because if we scroll to the bottom, we're able to see here some of the social networks. And by clicking on those social networks, we will go officially to the company page in each of the social network platforms. All right, so all we're gonna do now is to click on the LinkedIn button. And once we click on there, we will be able to reach out the LinkedIn company page shell. We're gonna just focus for this example on the employees that they are showing here. So you see a blue button that says, see all employees on LinkedIn. By clicking on that, we will get the full picture of all the employees that are registered under the company shell on LinkedIn. But now, so there are more than 100,000 results. So this is too much to start with. We need to start by focusing on the first steps. And in order to do that, we have two options. Either we go to all the filters and try to narrow down the search, or we can go to Sales Navigator where we have even more filters that LinkedIn provides. So by clicking on the Sales Navigator, which is actually the process that we follow, we will be able to see the full list of employees as we saw before, but in a more structured way and with more possibilities to filter to narrow down the results. So now for the example, I'm going to just consider the Netherlands, and now I'm going to show you why we're doing this way. We're doing this way because, as you see, coming from the website and from the LinkedIn company page, we can get to know not only the main company, as is said here, shell, we're also able to see other companies that are considered part of the group or child accounts. And this is important because it's going to give you a more full view of business decision makers and also a more complete view of the company itself. For the example, as I said before, we just want to concentrate our attention on those business decision makers. And as we know, LinkedIn considers business decision makers those profiles who are under the category of seniority level by CXO, directors, and VP. So now we see we have a lot of results, but then it's when it comes one part of our service where we try to make sense of all this data for you. So I'm going to start just by explaining to you some of the filters that we have here. And I'm going to start with the first one because I think it's super relevant when we have a look at it. And the relevance comes from those profiles from Shell that has been changing roles in the last 90 days. And more specifically, those are business decision makers. So what this trying to say this filter to us is that those profiles are new in the position of business decision maker. So it's important to you to know whether it's changing or not in order to react accordingly. On top of that, of course, you will agree with me that those profiles are more open to listen to you, to new opportunities, to new tactics in order to stand out from the previous positions. But we also can go to the second filter, which are those profiles who share something in the last 30 days, which is also really important because it implies that those profiles are active. And therefore, any action that you do, it could be more relevant because they will be more likely to reply to it, to maybe react to your comments, or maybe to react to your shares, or maybe to react to any of your messages that you can send to them. And as I told you before, we are not only here to find out new business decision makers in the map. We are also here for that, but in a more specific way. Let's say that you are well connected with IT and you want to connect with more profiles. And as I said, this list is a little bit big. So how do we make sense of it? So first of all, we can go on function and type, for example, finance, because I want to find those business decision makers that matters to you in the finance department in order to expand your knowledge about your business decision makers. So this is kind of a snapshot of what we can do for you. Of course, this is just one little part of the process, but you can get an idea of how you can find also the right business decision makers and how can we make that for you in a more tailored way towards those accounts that you're targeting today, but also towards the attention and the challenges that you need to solve today. So I'm really looking forward to share more insight with you after this the video.
Okay, that's great, right? I'm super excited about this new service, and I've seen it implementing we've implemented this in a couple of clients. Super excited how this is continuing to add value for them. So thank you for what you've shown today, and thank you for developing these awesome services.
Thank you.
And well, happy to do more in the future.
Yeah, me too. And thank you very much, Johan, today for such great questions that we have today to show this service to the audience. And I would say don't miss any opportunity, right? So we are constantly sharing information on social, new tactics, new tools, new services, tips and tricks. So feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. We will share with you here the QR codes, so you can reach out to us. And if you have any questions regarding this service, please reach out to us if you would like to know more. How can it help to your teams or to your organization to achieve more with this service? That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.